हमें KVS-PRT के सिलेबस में जो कि टियर 2 का है मैथ के टॉपिक दिए हुए हैं, तो उसमें से एक टॉपिक है मनी। शुरू के टॉपिक तो आसान आसान से हैं, ठीक है, वो हमने कर लिए हैं। अब मैं करवा रहा हूँ और मैं साथ में कर भी रहा हूँ मनी टॉपिक, ठीक है। तो मनी में हम सीखते हैं हाउ टू क्वांटिफाई, कंप्यूट एंड अप्लाई करेंसी इन रियल वर्ल्ड सिनेरियो, ठीक है। And in this level, primarily it focuses on the Indian currency system, rupee and paise, and how to practically handle transactions. Okay, so what are the key concepts in this topic? To effectively teach or solve problems involving money, we will need to apply all the arithmetic operations we have learned so far earlier, like addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, and we should focus on some core areas like currency identification and value. In this, recognizing different denominations of coins and notes and understanding their relative values. Example, knowing that a 50 rupee note holds the same value as 5 10 rupee notes. Okay, so we have to compute the value and understand the relative values. Okay, and the other thing is conversion, understanding the base relationship that 1 rupee is equals to 100 paise. We must be able to convert rupee to paise using multiplication and paise to rupee using division, and often involving the fraction numbers, which we already discussed about earlier, or decimals we discussed previously. Okay, so now operation with numbers, using addition to calculate total bills or the combined cost of multiple items, using subtraction to calculate the correct amount to change a customer should receive after a purchase, amount of change a customer should receive after a purchase. And this is where the mental arithmetic, which we already discussed about, mental arithmetic skills you studied earlier become highly practical, as people often calculate costs and change in their head, because we do not always use copy and pen to calculate the calculations, to calculate the amount when we are buying or purchasing something. So it should be completely mental arithmetic. Okay, so for instance, if I could tell you about mental arithmetic skills, it uses subtraction, like addition, subtraction, using, like for kids can use their fingers to add and subtract number bonds to 10, like 1 plus 9, 2 plus 8, 5 plus 5, for faster calculation. Counting strategies, starting with larger number and counting on or breaking down smaller numbers to reach multiple of 10, or visualizing numbers, imagining items like apples or toy to solve simple word problem. Conceptual understanding, understanding the that addition means combining and subtraction means reducing. Some common practice methods could be daily practice. Regular, short, and consistent practice is essential to build confidence and accuracy. Games and word problems, using real life scenarios like counting items in a shop, or using, for example, beads in the garland, or in the, you know, mala. And skip counting, learning to count by 2, 5, and tens for foundational multiplication skills. We can't directly teach the multiplication concept to the kids of first class. And benefits could be in it improved our fluency, increases speed and accuracy in math, confidence builds confidence in numerical reasoning, and pattern recognition helps children recognize the relationship between numbers. So these are the various benefits, and it will help us to calculate cost and change. And then unit pricing, using division to find the cost of a single item when given the price of a bulk pack, or using multiplication to find the total cost if you are buying multiple quantities of an item. Okay, so why money is crucial for your syllabus or for our syllabus, mine as well. So mastering the practical application of money is necessary stepping stone before we tackle the more advanced commercial mathematics topics listed later in the syllabus. We will continually use these concepts when we study profit and loss, calculating how much money we gained or lost in transaction, percentage and ratio, like calculating a discount on a price tag, and calculating the average cost of items. So these are the quick summary of the topic money. Then let's study something about measurement and units, because it is also there in our syllabus. So let's dive into this. So we already understand by the name measurement and units. It would consist of measuring the length of a cloth, measuring the land, measuring the measuring the playground area, using different kind of units, like non-standard units like our hand, and standard units like meter, kilometer, inch tape. So the topic measurement and units is explicitly listed in our mathematics syllabus. Alongside the specific measurement categories, we will need to master length, weight, capacity, in which we learn about volume and time. So because so understanding measurement and units. Measurement in the is the mathematical process of finding the size, length, weight, or amount of an object or event. A unit is a fixed standard quantity used as a benchmark to express that measurement. For example, if you say a table is too long, like TWO, long, too long, numeric 2, that means nothing. But if you use standard unit and say 2 meters long, the measurement is universally understood. So, for primary teaching, students first learn non standard units like using hand spans or footsteps to measure a desk before moving on to the standard metric system. Okay, so key categories in our syllabus is length, what it measures, how long an object is, or the distance between 2 points. So, length measures this. Then standard units, some other standard units are millimeters, mm, centimeters, cm, meters, m, and kilometers, km. Okay, so application could be, we will use the length to teach children how to use a ruler. Okay, how to use a ruler, or to calculate the distance from their house to the school. Okay, so the application of length would be this. Then weight, what it measures, how heavy an object is, technically its mass in the everyday terms. Standard units are milligram, mg, grams, and kilograms, kg. Application: we use weight when buying vegetables or checking a person's body weight on a scale. Okay. Then capacity: what it measures how much a container can hold, usually referring to liquids. Standard units are millimeters, ml, and liters. Application: we measure capacity when buying a bottle of milk or filling a car with a petrol. Then time: we measure time as well, but it measures the ongoing sequence of events, or how long an event lasts. Duration: so it measures durations as well. Standard units are second, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years. So, teaching children how to read a clock, analog and digital, and read a calendar. Okay. So, why measurement is crucial for our syllabus? To successfully solve measurement problems, we will constantly need to use the foundational skills we discussed earlier, such as mental arithmetics, fractional numbers, and multiplication division. This is because we must frequently convert units, example converting 1.5 kilometers into 1500 meters, or 1 by 4 hours into 75 minutes. Furthermore, or mastering measurement is an absolute prerequisite for the more advanced geometry and physics related topics listed in our syllabus. We cannot calculate mensuration, area and volume, perimeter or distance, time and speed without a firm grasp of measurement and units. So it is the foundational step or stepping stone of the further key crucial topics which is there in our syllabus. So then next, some more topics are length. So we will discuss length, then weight, then capacity, which is in volume. We will discuss all these things in detail. Then patterns. So let's first one, two, three patterns. Okay. So now we are moving forward. Let's start with the another topic, length. So what we can know about this topic, length? So we are actually diving each and every topic one by one in detail, but not that much detail to cover each and every topic in hours, but different topics one by one using some kind of 5 to 10 minutes usually. So it is enough. And okay, so understanding length, as we discussed earlier, length is the mathematical measurement of how long an object is, or the distance between two specific points. To teach this at the primary level, you will guide students from using non-standard units like using their footsteps to measure a room, to understanding and applying the standard metric units. The core standard units you must master include millimeters, centimeters, meters, and kilometers. Okay, so while length is crucial for your syllabus, a firm grasp of calculating and converting units of length is strictly necessary is strictly necessary before you can tackle the more advanced geometric and real world topics listed later in our syllabus. You will constantly use the measurement of length when studying mensuration, area, and volume, and perimeter, calculating the boundary, perimeter, or the space inside 2D shapes and 3D solids requires precise measurement of their length. Okay, width and height, precise measurement of their length, width, and height. Then distance, time, and speed, calculating how fast an mo- uh, object is moving. Calculating how fast an object is moving requires dividing the measurement of length, distance traveled, which is distance traveled, by the time it took. As we know, the formula of speed is equals to distance upon time. This is enough for the length. Then let's discuss something about weight. So we already discussed a little bit about weight, but let's again discuss a little more about this. So first of all, in the paper we have to write everything in a structured, neat, and clean way. It should be presentable. The first thing is presentation, then next thing would be the content, because first the examiner or the checker will see how it represented. Like in daily conversation we say, we first eat by our eyes. Like how it serves, how it uh, presented, and how it you know garnish kind of thing. So it is the other topic. Let's go straight towards the topic or content. So the topic, weight, it comes under measurement and units. So understanding weight, as we discussed in the overarching measurement X section, weight is the mathematical measurement of how heavy an object is, often referred to the mass in everyday practical terms. To teach this at primary level, you need you will need to familiarize students with reading skills and understanding the standard metric units to measure how light or heavy something is. The core standard units you must master include milligrams mg, used for extremely light items like a grain or a salt, like a grain of salt, or medicine doses, which is usually in milligram mg, like 500 mg. It is not even a 1 gram. So okay, so then gram, used for lighter everyday object like an apple or a pencil, like 200 grams of apple or 5 grams of pencil. Then kilogram, kilograms kg, used for heavier objects like a person's body weight or large bags of vegetables, grains, bags. Okay, so why vegetables sorry why weight is crucial for our syllabus. Just like length, a firm grasp of calculating and converting units of weights is strictly necessary for progressing through the rest of our syllabus. Just like length, a firm grasp of calculating and converting units of weight is strictly necessary for progressing through the rest of our syllabus, we will constantly use the measurement of weight when dealing with other mathematical areas such as fractional numbers. Real world weights rarely land on perfect whole numbers. Example, buying 1 and 1 by 2 kg or 1.5 kg of petrol or potato. The liquid things will come in the liters, and the solid things comes under the kilogram or the gram unit. Then requiring strong fraction skills to measures these kinds of uh, imperfect numbers, like which are not whole numbers. Then operations and mental arithmetic. You will need to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division to convert between units mentally. Example, knowing that 1 kg is equal to 100 grams. So converting 3 requires multiply 3 into 1000. Then commercial math. Weight is frequently tied to the money, profit and loss, percentage and ratio and average section of your syllabus. You will often have to calculate the total cost, profit margin, or average price of goods. Price of goods strictly based on how much they weight. You will often have to calculate the total cost, profit margin, total cost, profit margin, or average price. Average price of goods strictly based on how much they weight. Okay. Next thing would be capacity. Let's discuss something about this as well. So in capacity, we absolutely measure the how much space, how much the area it occupies actually. The like the water in the bottle or in a tank, milk. So it actually is the room volume, how much air it can hold. So capacity or volume comes under these kind of questions. So it is also comes under measurement in units. Understanding capacity, volume capacity refers to the maximum amount that an object or container can hold. In the context of primary mathematics, it is often used to measure liquids like water, milk, or oil to determine the volume of space that liquid occupies. To teach this concept, you will guide students to understand the standard metric units used to measure liquids. The core standard units you must master include millimeter, ml, used for very small amount of liquid. Example, a dose of cough syrup, a small cup of tea. Then liters, used for larger amount of liquid. Example, a large water bottle, okay, a bucket, or the fuel tank of a car. Then why capacity volume is crucial for our syllabus. Mastering the measurement of capacity is highly interconnected with the rest of your syllabus. You will constantly use it when dealing with measurement, area, and volume, while capacity often deals with measuring liquids, it directly links to your geometry syllabus. To find the capacity of a container, you must calculate the volume of solids around us, like cylinders or cubes. Okay. Then fractional numbers and operations. Real world capacity measures frequently involve fractions. Example, half liter bottle of water, half liter bottle, a half liter bottle of water. You will also need to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division to convert units. Example, knowing that 1 liter is equals to 1000 milliliter. So 2.5 liters is 2.5 into my 1000, which will be 2500 milliliter. Then environment studies EVS, understanding capacity is highly practical for teaching the real world EVS themes listed in our syllabus, such as calculating daily water usage or preparing food. So that's all about the capacity topic. Then let's move forward, which is time. Then we are discussing about time. So in the paper, when you are writing all these things, just answer all the descriptive question at least, and the minimum attempt of the MCQ would be 50 to 55 at least. Otherwise you will already out of the race. So you have to attempt most of the questions, do not leave, and all the question of descriptive in a well presented manner. So the next topic is time. So understanding time. Time is the mathematical measurement of the ongoing sequence of events, or how long an event lasts. Okay. Duration. It basically is duration. To teach this at the primary level PRT, you will need to guide students to understand this the standard units used to measure time and how to read them. The core standard units you must master include seconds, the smallest standard unit of time; minutes, 60 seconds make up 1 minute; hours, 60 minutes make up 1 hour; days, 24 hours make up 1 day; weeks, months, and years used for longer durations. Okay, then why time is crucial for our syllabus? Mastering the measurement of time is highly interconnected with the rest of your syllabus. You will constantly use it when dealing with distance, time, and speed. This is a specific topic in your syllabus. To calculate how fast an object is moving, speed, you must divide distance traveled by the time it took. Okay. So then mental arithmetic and operation, you will need to use the core operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division to convert time units of time mentally. Example, knowing that 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes, so 2.5 hours is 2.5 into 60. Okay, which will be 150 minutes. Okay, then fractional numbers. Real world time measures frequently involve fractions. Example, 1.5 hours or quarter past. Quarter past the hour. Let's check what quarter past the hour. So quarter past the hour means 15 minutes past the hour said. We know that 60 minutes make 1 hour. So a quarter of an hour means 60 minutes, which is 15 minutes. When the minute hand of a clock has traveled a quarter way around the clock from the number 12, so the number 3 to the number 3, it covers 15 minutes. Okay. 15 minutes after the hour. And quarter to 45 minutes past the hour is called quarter to the next hour. Quarter to the next hour. Example 3:45 is quarter to the 4, or sometimes quarter till, or quarter before, because it's 15 minutes, a quarter of an hour before the next hour begins with quarter past. Quarter past referring to 15 minutes after the hour. Example 3:15, quarter past. So now I hope you understand the difference. And in environment studies, understanding time is highly practical for teaching the real world EVS themes listed in our syllabus, such as understanding the seasons when studying weather and climate, or the duration of physiological process in plants, animals, and human beings. Then it comes with patterns. So, in patterns, what are the things to study or to learn about? As we already know, pattern means a structured or a regular kind of shape or event which is of same which is same of all the area or the material. So understanding patterns, a pattern is a repeated arrangement of numbers, shapes, colors, or objects that follows a specific predictable rule that follows a specific predictable rule. Teaching patterns at the primary level is about helping children recognize order and predictability in maths and the world around them. Key types of pattern to master. To teach the effectively, to teach this effectively, you will need to guide students through identifying, continuing, and creating different types of pattern, like repeating patterns. These are sequences where a core set of elements repeats over and over. Example shapes, visuals, circle, squares, triangles, circle, squares, triangle in a row or column way. So it is a pattern of circle, square, triangle, circle, square, triangle. Okay. Then growing or shrinking patterns, number patterns. These are sequences or increase or decrease by following a specific mathematical rule. This heavily relies on the operation of numbers as we discussed earlier. Example addition 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The rule is add 2. This is also known as skip counting. Example subtraction 20, 20, 17, 14, 13. This rule is subtract 3. Then symmetry and spatial patterns, recognizing patterns in physical spaces or object, recognizing patterns in physical spaces or objects such as the symmetrical wings of a butterfly or a tessellation tiling of shapes on the floor on a floor. Why patterns are crucial for your syllabus? Understanding patterns is not just a standalone topic. It is an absolute foundation of algebraic thinking and connects deeply to other areas of your syllabus. Multiplication and division. Multiplication tables are essentially just a number patterns. Example: the 5 times table is a pattern ending in 505050. Okay, so it is a repeated pattern. Then geometry, shapes and spatial understanding. Shapes and spatial understanding. You will use patterns to help students understand how 2D shapes are, how 2D shapes and 3D solids relate to one another. Relate to one another. Okay. Then mental and arithmetic. Recognizing number patterns allows students to perform mental calculations much faster because they can predict the outcome without having to calculate it from scratch every time. Then visual art. Your syllabus also includes visual art, objects and still life art, colors, paper crafts, seals and prints. Teaching visual and geometric patterns is a great way to with integrate math with the arts. So it is all about pattern as well. Then there are many other topics which we will discuss in some other classes. Like I will explain you the other topics of EVS, Hindi, but now it's enough for me from my side. Now I am exhausted. We will meet in the another session. Thanks.